In the middle of a burning desert, there lived a small desert fox cub. She was all alone. Her fur had thinned from illness. She limped from pain. She had no family, no home. The ground was dry. There was no food, no water, just heat, hunger, and sadness. Every night she cried under the cold stars. Every day she wandered, hoping to find shelter or someone who cared. But all she found was emptiness. One day, as she lay on the hot sand, too weak to walk, she saw a strange figure moving in the distance. Slowly, it came closer. It was a golden tortoise with a glowing shell and peaceful eyes. He moved slowly but with purpose, like he carried secrets of the world on his back. The fox cub whispered,
"Please, stop."
The tortoise stopped beside her and looked gently at the suffering cub.
Why do you look so sad, little one?
The fox cub blinked, her voice shaking.
"Where are you going?"
The tortoise replied calmly,
I'm traveling to the Mountain of Light. It's a place beyond the desert, a place close to the heavens.
The fox's tired eyes lit up.
"Will you ask something for me? Please ask the Holy Fairy. When will my pain end? When will my life become better?"
The tortoise nodded slowly,
I will ask for you, little sister. I promise.
and with that, he continued his slow, steady journey toward the glowing mountain on the horizon. The fox watched him disappear into the heat waves. Her heart was heavy, but also full of a strange, soft hope. The golden tortoise moved slowly across the desert. Days passed. He climbed over sharp rocks, crossed dry riverbeds, and finally reached the edge of the Mountain of Light, a sacred place where the sky seemed to touch the earth. At the mountain's entrance, a bright spirit in the form of a beautiful glowing white fairy appeared. Its feathers shimmered like moonlight, and its eyes were deep, full of ancient wisdom. The tortoise bowed his head.
Great one, I bring a question from a suffering soul, a young fox cub lost in the desert. She asked when her pain will end. She lives with sickness and sorrow.
The white fairy closed its eyes and listened. Then it opened them slowly and spoke with a voice like wind in the night.
Her fate is written in the sky. 10 more years of struggle lie ahead. No comfort, no peace until then.
The tortoise's heart sank.
But if I tell her this, she will lose all hope. She is already so weak. Isn't there any way, any path that can bring light to her sooner?
The fairy looked at the tortoise kindly.
There is one path, but it is not easy. Tell her to whisper these words in every moment, whether joyful or painful. Thank you, great God, for everything. This is her true test.
The tortoise nodded slowly. He understood the power hidden in the fairy's message. With deep respect, he turned around and began his long journey back to the desert. Days later, the tortoise finally returned to the place where the fox cub still lay under the burning sky. She looked up with tired eyes.
"Did you ask? Did the Holy Fairy say anything?"
The tortoise sat beside her and said gently,
Yes, I asked. Your fate was written with 10 more years of pain, but there is a secret way to change it.
"Tell me."
she gasped.
In every moment, say this with all your heart. Thank you, great God, for everything. Even when you are hurting, even when you are alone.
The fox was silent. She didn't understand it, but something inside her believed it mattered. She looked up at the tortoise and whispered,
"I will try."
and so her real journey began. Not with her legs, but with her spirit. From that day on, the little fox cub whispered the words the tortoise had given her. When she lay on burning sand, too weak to move, she said,
"Thank you, great God, for everything."
when her throat burned with thirst and there was no water, she whispered,
"Thank you, great God, for everything."
when her fur fell off from sickness and no shade gave her rest, she closed her eyes and repeated,
"Thank you, great God, for everything."
At first, nothing changed. The days were still hot, the nights were still lonely, but she didn't stop. She kept saying it with all her heart. Then, something strange began to happen. One morning, she woke up and felt lighter. Her body didn't ache as much. Her breathing was easier. She stood up and didn't fall. She looked at her legs. Soft, thick new fur had begun to grow. Her tail was fuller. Her eyes had a spark again. As she walked across the sand, the sky darkened. For the first time in many years, clouds rolled in. The wind howled, and then rain. Heavy, beautiful rain. The dry land drank deeply. Green plants began to rise from the sand. A fresh pond appeared nearby. She ran to it, laughing and licking the cool water. Her body healed, and she could run freely again. She had become strong. She could even fly, if she had wings. Days later, the golden tortoise passed through again. His eyes widened in wonder. The once sick, broken fox was now full of life. She ran beside birds, leapt over rocks, and laughed in the sunlight. The desert around her had changed into a small paradise. The tortoise whispered,
How? This was supposed to take 10 years.
He rushed back to the mountain of light, where the glowing white fairy waited.
Holy fairy, you said 10 more years of sorrow, but it ended in just 10 days.
The fairy looked down, smiling softly.
Yes, that was her written fate. But when a heart says thank you in every moment, good or bad, it burns away the old pain. She passed the test. Her gratitude rewrote her story.
Many of us cry when life gets hard. We say, why me? But what if we said instead, thank you, great God, for everything? When we do that with a true heart, even in pain, we shift something deep inside. Complaining makes life heavier. Gratitude makes it lighter. And sometimes, it changes our entire destiny. So now, take a deep breath and whisper it with your whole heart. Thank you, great God, for everything.